ISUPK.
We want no cowards in our camp, only men prepared to die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, never let their brothers die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, only men prepared to die. Woo!
Decency and an order. When we gather together not to sell and use drugs. When we gather together not to commit adultery amongst each other. Not to rob and steal from each other. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, man? Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourself together, ye. Salakia. Gather yourself together, ye. Gather together, all nations not desired.
We end up treating each other the same way our oppressor does. We hate each other the same way that we love them. Let that sink in for a minute. We love our oppressors the same way that we hate ourselves and our brothers and our sisters in this captivity. Now give me Psalms 137 and 1. Now what's the mechanism behind that? You had civil rights. You had civil rights that did nothing but damage to us. We gave up our spirit. We gave up our will to fight behind sitting down on the same toilet. Like literally, that's what we fought for. To sit down on the same toilet. To eat the same crusty, burnt-ass food that they eat. To drink out of the same unfiltered water fountain that they drink out of. That's what we gave up our civil rights for. We gave up our civil rights. We didn't gain civil rights. We didn't gain nothing behind that movement. We were sold out. And they gathered around our bones like vultures and wolves around the carcass.
Right.
That's all they left us with. And now we think for a second, because you can get high, you can smoke the same blunt as our devil oppressors. Because you can drink out of the same bottle as our oppressors. That there's somehow unity amongst us. That they're your buddies at work. When they clock out, they go back home and they say nigger. And they say spick. And they say wetback. And they say savage. When we the greatest people on earth. Show me any contradiction to that statement. Show me any contradiction to the fact that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have given this world everything that they needed to function off of. They made their living off of the bones of our people. We talk about Minnehaha Avenue. That used to be a township for Native Indians. This was the land of so-called Gad.
Right.
Native Indian tribes that they walk all over and hold their nose up to. Guess what? They treat you the same way when you living in them 10 cities under them bridges and in them cuts.
Right.
They treat you the same way. When we built everything for them to be able to cross the street and walk safely in their neck of the woods. That was our neck of the woods. They took our land from us.
Right.
And they took it from our brothers and our sisters who made a safe haven for us in this land of hell. What's wrong with loving each other, man? What's wrong with loving each other? What's wrong with keeping our love to ourselves for once? For once. I promise you. You keep these laws, statutes, commandments, you'll see a whole different wave. you'll see something completely different. You'll see what they hid from us. You'll see what they've been oppressing from us. You'll see unity, man. You'll see peace for once in our lives. You'll see peace. You'll be able to go back home to your neighborhood in peace. Your children will grow up with peace. Instead of this boot on our neck like Adam was saying. Slack, you read that out.
Psalm 137 and 1. By the river of Babylon, there we sat down. Ye, we wept when we remember Zion.
Read that from the top, man. By the river of Babylon that we sat down. What is America today? If you compare it historically to any other damnable nation, Sodom, Gomorrah, Babylon, Egypt, all come to mind instinctively. You didn't need us to read that from the Bible to tell you. You know that's true. You know that's true. You can draw a clear comparison to those ancient cities and them ancient towns and them countries and the oppression that they dealt on Israel. On Israel. Nobody gets mad at them little small hat people with the curly cues. Nobody gets mad at them when they say they're God's chosen people. But you... Count. I don't want to count. Work them like a Hebrew slave. They try to coin phrases like that. Who's actually getting treated like that, though? Look at how they profane the holy days. Look at how they profane the Sabbath. And how they treat us in comparison to themselves. Nobody gets mad at them, though. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're oppressing so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are anti-Semitic.
That's right.
We're going to take that back. We're going to take that phrase back.
Right.
Because they want to say that we anti-Semitic, but we don't support their move. When you don't support black, Hispanic, and Native businesses, prosperity, unity, and peace, you are anti-Semitic. When you work against us for their cause, because at the end of the day, you end up feeding them, you are anti-Semitic. Read that from the top, Pop.
Psalm 137. By the river of Babylon.
By the river of Babylon. We sat there right now. That river of Babylon ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump away from where you living, man. That's where we living. On the river of Babylon, right on the banks, right on their shores.
There we sat, we wept when we remember Zion.
When we think about home, when we think about everything that our people have been through, that we are right to get angry about, that we are right to feel some type of way about. Ain't no wrong with remembering the fallen brothers and sisters from our race of people. Everybody else remembers theirs. Nobody persecutes them for that. God forbid you mourn a nigga a spick, huh? Salaki for the language, but we need to keep this plain. Because they going to galvanize against us when we have our memorials that we announce are separate from everybody else on the face of the earth. What's wrong with that? Why we get blamed for racism when we are in systemic racism? When the way that we feel about each other is a direct result and action and consequence of our oppression. We forgot something, man. We forgot our brothers. We forgot our sisters. There was a time, man, when we ruled this earth, when we ruled the known world, when we were the authority, and the world was set straight under our authority. Let's be clear about that.
That's right.
Let's be real clear about that. Under these laws, statutes, and commandments, we ruled the earth in decency and in order. You didn't have tent cities the way you got them under these bridges in the Twin Cities. You didn't have monkeypox all over your face under our authority.
Right.
You didn't have crack cocaine. You didn't have flakka. You weren't snorting bath salts.
Right.
There was not human trafficking. We kept the high holy days, and we kept them with peace and in decency and order. We didn't celebrate the murder of our North American Indian brothers and sisters on Thanksgiving.
Right.
We didn't forget our people. But let's listen to what this is talking about again. This is us mourning for our fallen. Let's remember our people for once.
Psalm 127, verse 2. We hung our harps upon the widow in the midst thereof.
We hung up our hearts, man. We gave up that spirit. We gave up that fighting spirit. We gave up that flame. We gave up that fire for one another. We gave up helping our elderly brothers and sisters. We gave up helping our disabled brothers and sisters. We gave up helping brothers and sisters that are strung out on drugs and alcohol. And we just walked by them. We walked right by him. And we give our love and our dedication, all of our energy to that 9 to 5, to these devils, to these oppressors, to your OnlyFans page. Giving up your box, giving up your livelihood, your manhood, your femininity for somebody else's cause. That's not how the Lord made us. The Lord made us to rule on earth. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that statement. But we got to come back home. We got to gather together, O nation, our desire.
That's right.
We got to remember something that we lost.
That's right.
Psalm 127, verse 3. For thee carried us captives, required us a song.
They carried us captive, but required of us a song. Dance, nigga, dance. Sing me a song. That's what they did to us on the plantations in them cotton fields. That's what they did to us on the reservations, in them boarding schools. And it hasn't stopped. Show me where it stopped. Don't they want you to work extra hard on your job? That's requiring you requiring a song of you. You gotta put in mandatory overtime. They don't want you to just work, 90% or 100%. 110% ain't even enough for them devils. And look at the money, look at the wealth that they gain off of our efforts. Not of their own efforts. Not they got to do this now just because of a so-called Emancipation Proclamation, which was just a switching over of authority of ownership.
Right.
That's all that was.
Right.
Don't let them fool you with them fancy words either. We still slaves in this country.
That's right.
We still slaves under these oppressors. Now, I'm not telling you to live like a slave or feel like a slave. I want you to feel like the ruler of the earth, because that's who we are. And that's the same inspiration I want to give our children. I want them to walk into that school with that racist teacher, knowing that they the kings of the earth. Knowing they're princes and princesses on this earth. That we the best thing since sliced bread, man.
That's right.
Show me something better than us. Show me something better than us. I can show you how we fell, though. And I can show you what we need to keep in mind every day, because we are suffering and dying here at the hands of these devils, of these heathen nations that are making all their money. They sending their kids to Yale, to Ivy League schools off your blunt money. You understand that? They sending their children to Ivy League schools off of you going to jail for 20 years. And dig that. Understand that. They make their whole livelihood off of us killing each other, man. Off of us murdering each other. Off of us selling drugs to one another. Off of us robbing each other. They make their living off of that. Tell me I'm lying. Matter of fact, don't tell me. Tell God that he lying, because this was all prophesied. Like Otto one said, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the word of the Lord thy God, we will reign and we will prosper. We will get all the blessings that he got in store for us. We ain't got to live like this, man. Our lives should not look like this.
That's right.
And you know it. Nobody wants to live like this.
Right.
Nobody wants to be a crackhead. Nobody wants to be strung out on crystal meth. Nobody wants to be a prostitute. But I understand you feel you got to make your means by any means. I get it. There's a better way for us to live. There's a better way for us to live with each other, man, in unity, galvanized together over everybody else, in peace, in decency, and in order, without having to fire one bullet. I promise you there's a way to get back to that. We're going to read about it. Keep going. But we also got to remember who we left behind. We got to remember who we forgot so that we can remember how to treat each other today.
Indeed, they wasted us, required of us much.
Read that again.
Indeed, they wasted us, required of us much.
They want to beat your back so damn bloody till you can't breathe, you can't move. For 9 minutes, that devil kept his knee on that brother's neck, on George Floyd's neck. That devil murdered that brother.
Right.
That's right.
And in the midst of that, they still want you to be happy and forgive and hold hands with everybody else. Because if you were to galvanize and stand against that, they're going to call you racist. They're going to say you just divisive. They're going to say that you just got hate in your heart. I don't believe that Derek Chauvin had love in his heart when his knee was on that brother's neck for 10 minutes. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe we got the misunderstanding of what love is. But I don't believe that knee on that brother's neck was love. I don't believe that those bullets in Botham John's body was out of love.
Right.
In Sandra Bland's body, I don't believe them bullets were done out of love. For the incarceration rate, for the Iran-Contra scandals, I don't believe that was done out of love. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe that the 3-strike rule was done out of love. I don't believe that the CIA ushering in cocaine and heroin was done out of love. We forgot something, man. We left something behind that's beautiful. That's something so rare, something so precious and uplifting for our people, man. I want us to come back to that. The Lord wants us to come back home.
That's right.
So that we can go to sleep and wake up. So we ain't got to go back home worrying about our next door neighbor that we got beef with over what? Over what? Literally, like, what are we fighting each other over, man? For these crumbs that these devils leave us? But now in the midst of this captivity, in the midst of this oppression, they require of you mirth. You can't talk about it. You can't protest about it. You can't be sad about it. You can't get mad and feel oppressed and exchange these thoughts and ideas with your people. No, you got to shut up. You got to shut up and you got to sing a song. You got to shut up and you better report to work. You got to shut up and pay your taxes. You got to shut up and make your own rent. You got to shut up and sell your drugs and rob from your people to make their quota. There's literally a quota in the police force to lock you up by any means. And in the midst of them murdering us, and in the midst of us murdering each other, they require of you a song. Read that from the top. From captivity, they require of you a song. Read that.
For DLD, that was Slovakia. For DLD, they carried us away captive, required us a song.
That transatlantic slave trade, after all that, they require of you a song. Keep going.
And they wasted us, required us much.
On them boarding schools, on the reservations, when they made sure that you did not speak your native tongue. You did not have your native garbs on. You did not have your natural hair on your head. They cut everything off. They took everything from us. And they required of us a song. They required of us a song. After George Floyd, they required of us a song. After Sandra Bland, they required of us a song. After they laid us to waste, they required of us mirth. If oppression don't make a wise man mad, Lord, I don't know what's going to do it. I just don't know. So what's wrong with us being happy around each other? Coming around each other knowing that it ain't going to be no problems. Brother, you come to our high holy days, you ain't got to worry about nothing. We about to kick off the Memorial of the Blowing of the Trumpets, September 25th, man. Come get some good food. Come be in peace and prosperity with your people. Well, we ain't going to destroy you and require of you a song so that somebody can go to a Twins game. Want some bunk-ass sports program where we are running up and down the field. They want you to run back and forth on that field. Catch this ball, catch that ball, make that touchdown, hit home runs, slam dunk, alley-oops for millions and millions of dollars. Michael Jackson had millions and millions of dollars. He died a drug addict. Whitney Houston had millions and millions of dollars. She died a drug addict. No different than our brothers right here in this city. Right here in this city that we walk past every day, that we stand on the corner with coincidentally every day, that we ride the bus and the train with every day. For some reason we got this animosity amongst each other. When together, look what we've done. Shit, hey, man, separate, look what we've done. Separate, look at what we've done. The entrepreneurship of our people, the intelligence, the integrity of our people, all the love that we give our oppressors, that we take away from home. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, y'all need to wake up, man. It's that time to wake up out of sleep. High time to wake up out of sleep, man. And to gather together, O nation not desire. Because while we murdering each other, while they murdering us, while we selling drugs to each other, while we getting high and ODing for no damn reason, except to not feel the pain of reality. They make their living off of us dying. That's in the Bible too, by the way. That's in the Bible. They make their wealth and their prosperity off of our babies being aborted.
That's right.
Off of us ODing in them ER rooms. They make longevity off of us, off of our shortcomings.